Hello everybody. It's time for another Foreverlocke finale. We are back on the Nintendo GameCube. We did Pokémon XD Gale of Darkness in playthrough 11. And I intended for this playthrough number 18 to be Pokémon Legends Arceus. Some things happened with transferring some Pokémon that caused a delay on that. Can confirm Legends Arceus will be the next run. I've actually already started that run just because I had to wait over 24 hours to be able to stream this finale because I've been ill recently. So I've actually started my Legends Arceus run already, just the very early areas though. Now, Pokemon Colosseum. I've only ever played this game once before. Summer of 2018, streamed the entire thing. It was a blind playthrough. One of the very few Pokemon games at the time that I've not played. Still, only very few Pokemon games that I've never played. Outside of the obvious Japan exclusives. I never got around to editing that Colosseum playthrough from 2018. I still want to. I still have all the files. My microphone won't sound as good because I didn't have the fancy microphone then, but I still want to upload it as sort of a let's play. We are here at the finale at Railgun Tower, and this will be our squad. Let's bring up the team. Slurpee the Gorbis at level 74 with Surf, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, and Protect. Plushie the Banette at level 73, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, and Protect. Everyone has Protect. Not an alien. Deoxys. It's a mythical I added. It wasn't on the initial team. Originally I had a Tropius there, but Tropius died early on. Decided, okay, time for some power. Let's add Deoxys. Very frail. 50 on HP and in both defenses. But it's made it so far just by one-shotting most things. Ice Beam, Psychic, Thunderbolt, and Protect. Specs the Vibrava, Secret Power, Dig, Hyper Beam, and Protect, level 70. The other two are level 70 as well. Kablamo, the Numble, Flamethrower, Earthquake, Double Edge, and Protect. And Drag the Zubat, Wing Attack, Confuser, Shadow Ball, and Protect. One thing I'm still not sure about is Vibrava's item. I hope that I can just do it with Banette, Gorbis, Deoxys. But if I ever get to Specs, who's had a choice band for most of the game, I barely battled with Specs, Kablamo, and Drag. But I think for the finale, Protect is really important. And I can't afford to do that with Choice Band, even though I really would like to have that extra power for Secret Power, for Dig, for Hyper Beam. I'll have to go with something else. First though, what I also want to show, my deaths. I had a Makuhita really early on. Made it fight the first Shadow Makuhita. It had Cross Jump and one-shot my Makuhita. I forgot they also have non-shadow moves. That's my non-experience with the Colosseum. Then we had Banana the Tropius, who I used against the second shadow fight, against the Bayleaf. But they had the Bayleaf, and then they had a Grimer with Screech, who screeched on Banana, who by itself could have also just sludged, I think, to hit Banana super effectively, but no, it was Bayleaf that used a Shadow Rush, and it got a crit, and Banana was dead on the spot. And after the fight, I decided to add Deoxys. We haven't had a death since. Also because I very much grinded. Especially shortly after beating Marby. And then even more after beating Dakim, because then you get all the Pyrite Cave rematches. I did a lot of grinding, and especially before this finale, because you're going to see, they're going to be high level 40s, low 50s for the first few fights. But then they're suddenly going to go up by over 10 levels in the next two fights. And the finale, I think, is just over level 60 for the top level. I think 61. Still not 100% on that item. And I need to do that because I'm pretty sure it's all fights in a row, and you can't even change items or save or heal in between. As far as I remember, from my one playthrough, you don't heal in between any of the fights. There are 6 fights in succession without healing. And they're double battles, because Pokemon Colosseum does double battles. That is scary as hell. What other item could I put on for Brava? I think Lax Incense might be the best, or Quick Claw. What's its speed? Oh, she's pretty good speed, 70 base, I think. Because I don't want to not KO something by missing, let's say, a range with Hyper Beam or Dig or whatever. But especially in the last fight with the slacking, I want to protect. No leftovers on specs, but yeah. If I use it, maybe Lax Incense will be better. Oh, there's Quick Lock is going to be other speedier Pokemon. Quick Lock's a higher chance of coming into play. I'll just grab them both and still think about it. I thought about this well before stream. I had over 24 hours to just think about it, and I decided on Still Choice Band and right as I start streaming it. Where are we at? 130. It's about the same speed as Slurpee, and Slurpee hopefully will outspeed most things. Let's do Lax Incense. I think it's only 5% that it lowers the opponent's stuff. Well, let's just get the show on the road, I guess. There is an encounter to get here. I'm going to catch a Pokemon in the finale. So we have lefties, 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 Slack and Sense, Quick Lock, King's Rock, yeah, that seems right. And I wanted Gorbis to open with Deoxys. I don't think I can change the order of my Pokemon either. And there's some Pokemon that I want Plushie for, but I think Slurpee overall will be more useful. The Tower Colosseum, where the final 6 fights take place, counts as a separate area from the rest of this. This entire Colosseum building, which means we get an encounter. First shadow Pokemon there is a Miltank. We do not have a Miltank, so we will attempt to catch said Miltank. Just with regular Ultra Balls and stuff. Timer Balls perhaps, depending on how the fight goes. But I need to remember I also want to heal on their final Pokemon to make sure I go into the next fight with as good health as possible. If it becomes a bit scary or I feel like I can't heal very well with Miltank still in the field, I'll just KO the Miltank. I'll catch a different playthrough, a different game. I still have my Master Ball. I do not intend to use it on Miltank. Because in the Foreverlocke, you're allowed to catch any Pokemon you want, as long as that Pokemon is released at the first opportunity that you don't need it, which could be immediately after the fight you catch it in. Some games you need to do that, like in Let's Go, you can't enter the Fuchsia Gym without having at least 50 Pokemon owning your decks. Or in Pokemon Legends Arceus, you need to catch some Pokemon to do some research tasks that progress to various areas. You don't need that in most games, such as Colosseum. But it's still allowed. The rule only exists because of Legends Arceus and Let's Go, but you can still catch something. So I have a Master Ball for one of the final 2 fights. I intend to keep it for the final fight, but if penultimate fight is too scary, I can use it there. And then I'll KO the Pokemon in the final fight. If all goes well, this first fight is super easy. Considering I'm almost 30 levels higher. But in double battles with Colosseum, and especially with the jump in levels we're going to see very, very soon in the next 2 fights. It's going to be between level 45 and 50 in the first 4 fights. then it's going to be suddenly 55 in the 5th one, and then 60, 61 in the 6th. It's a massive jump in difficulty, and they have proper full teams. Like, it's just 3 and 4 for the first 4. I could surf, but I think Miltank would survive it. But I'll just play it safe. Figure out how to weaken it. I do have leftovers on Deoxys, Gorbis, and Banette. Okay, so this is my capture. If I can get it. 45 catch rate. Normally, some shadow Pokemon in Colosseum and XD went altered catch rate, but it's still 45 for the Miltank. It's streaming doing the local recording. Yes, it is good because I kind of want to have this vibe. Now, how do we weaken this thing? That's one thing I didn't really think about. Shadow Ball doesn't hit it. You use one of the others, but then it's scary if they get hit. Miltank does have rollouts. If it uses rollout too many times, it's just okay. Too bad, we're done. It's... Yes, Vibrava could take some hits. Resist rollout, but still stab, body slam, shadow rush is a big move. Deoxys doesn't want to get hit by anything. I'm gonna switch to Plushie, just in case they want to body slam it. Should I have Surf? Maybe I should have Surf. I'm just gonna throw an Ultra Ball. No, I'll wait with the Ultra Ball until it's been weakened a bit. Let's throw a Great Ball. At 48, even a crit Body Slam shouldn't go Deoxys, I think, even though Deoxys is kind of frail. But I'd like to play it a bit safer. Just catch it for shrapnels, come on. Ah, pop! You tease Miltank, I almost had you. Defense growth. That could mean they go into a rollout at double power. Once they start using rollout and I see when they could defeat me with a crit on the next hit, that's when I just destroy them. Let's see, Miltank has 105 base defense, 70 base special defense, 95 base speed. Sorry, HP. Has more speed. Do I have a physical move that works? No, just Shadow Ball, but that doesn't hit him. In a way, I'm hoping they use Shadow Rush because that'll slightly weaken themselves. I love that snap claw animation. Next 3 fights will be a lot quicker, because then I'll just KO all the shadows. But I'd like to catch this Miltank. The survivability and getting into a Hall of Fame is way more important than catching this Miltank. There are more games where I can catch Miltank. Who has the lower special attack? Flashy or... 161, 190, yeah, okay, so Flashy. I'm gonna Psychic. Take the risk. If it's KO'd, it's KO'd. I'll catch it in a different one. Because otherwise I'm just staying here and I don't feel like waiting too long. Okay, worth a shot. They didn't improve their special defense, but kind of bulky, but also level difference. 25, yeah, great, okay. We don't get the encounter. Too bad. It's not like, oh, we'll find and we can now catch the next Pokemon that could be legal. Which there is one more Pokemon in this set of fights that I could catch. Actually, 2, because isn't there a Shadow Tropius in there too? In like a 3rd or 4th fight? Not sure. But no, the first Pokemon you encounter in an area, and in the case of XD and Colosseum, it's the first Shadow. And that is always Miltanker. This next fight is a little scary for Deoxys, but the level difference should mean I can just one-shot everything. Deoxys used that Brick Break instead of Protect, which would have helped in this fight a little more than Psychic. The Shadow first. Most fights do the Shadow last. Here's the big random. Torpedo's kind of frail, but also Slurpee can't hit it super effectively at all. So I'm just going to Thunderbolt the Torpedo, but leave Slurpee for Absol. We're going to have another Pokemon out, so if I Surf, it's 50% damage for both. I just want to make sure that Absol doesn't get a turn. So I Ice Beam it. Because in Gen 3, if it's spread damage on a move that hits just both the opponents, which Surf in this generation is, then it's 50% damage. Moves that target everyone like Earthquake, full damage, no reduction. Generation 4 onwards, any kind of spread damage as long as there's multiple targets, even if it doesn't hit all of them, 75%. Whether it's a move that hits both opponents, like Razor Leaf, or a move that hits everyone like Earthquake. That's Absol dealt with. That's good. We'll just take care of the Mightyena next. We'll probably get a level up off of this. Did we get a heal? No, we didn't. That was also something we need to be aware of, the power points. I do have elixirs and ethers. But I need to remember HP power points. I had 3 power point ups that I got at some point. I found them together. Put them all on Deoxys' Psychic, because that was easily the move I used the most. Level up for Gorbis, we take that. And that's fight 2. Very easy, 3 Pokemon. Between level 45 and 50 with this level jump. It feels not okay, in a sense, to be this over-leveled. But I feel like you have to. Considering it's Colosseum and knowing the Pokemon that are coming up, or what I remember from it anyway. And in Pokemon XD, in the finale, I started with level 60s. The final fight is level 50s. They go high 40s to the earlier fights, though. And it's full level 50 team, I think. Maybe high, like 48s for the finale fight. Okay, here I am going to use Surf, because I'll hit him super effectively. Deoxys goes first, can KO one of them, and then I Surf the others. Shadow Houndoom. Actually, Houndoom would have been the next legal Pokemon, because I don't have a Houndour nor a Houndoom in the Foreverlocke at the moment. Bolt, and then we just Surf, and that should just be a one-turn KO. Because unlike in Gen 4 onwards, Generation 3 introduced double battles, and the moment a Pokemon faints, the new one is sent in. Which means, if you know what the third Pokemon is, and let's say the third Pokemon would be extremely weak to Ghost types, well, let's say the next Pokemon would have been a Salamence. That's really weak to Ice. Then I would target Houndoom with Ice Beam. Houndoom goes down to Deoxys, and then hit the Salamence with Ice Beam. That's the idea. However, if Houndoom wouldn't have gone down, or would use Protect, then I Ice Beam into that slot, and the other Pokemon gets a free turn effectively. Critical hit, stab, 4 times super effective. That Magcargo was just sent out, and it has been extinguished. Bye-bye. Might be fired, oh no! Well, the next fight is gonna have 4 Pokemon. Oh my god, so many Pokemon. It's also not a fight I'm afraid of. I'm just afraid of the last 2. As long as nothing really stupid happens with perfectly timed crits, survivals, severe miscalculations of damage, first fight should be very easy, and they have been. It might be one of the shorter finales, because all the fights are immediately in a row. And they're shorter for most of them. In XD, there wasn't as clear of a finale. I just did everything post the Snell rematch, which is 5 or 6 mandatory fights and then 2 optional ones. And I did the optional ones too. Ice cannon! I'm gonna shoot a bunch of ice cannons in this fight. See the cat turn, and then we ice cannon the bow. Could have also used Psychic to be super effective, but Ice Beam has 5 more power. In this game it does. Like Gen 7, Gen 8 or something, there's some moves that have become weaker. A lot of the special moves, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, little stuff like Fire Blast and Thunder become weaker. Heat Wave even. Cradle is more defensive, so I'll have Deoxys take that one out, and then we Ice Beam Cacturn with Slurpee. I have 5 power points left on Slurpee, I just noticed. I could have waited and healed that, but going into it with more HP is good. There should be a heal after fight 5 before fight 6, I have been told. Maybe these first 4 fights are a bit easier. You're definitely supposed to be higher level than this at this point in the game. 3 Pokemon for most, 4 for this 4th one of the regular fights. And then it becomes like the proper fight comes after. But here's the thing. In case you've never played Pokemon Colosseum, we're not going to fight the final boss. So, with the most unique final boss music. Nothing. No music. At all. It's just quiet and the crowd and focus. That is it. That is the evil team boss that you fight in the finale of this game. Alright. There's some double battle strategies in there. Let's pay good attention. Wall Rain. Ice Beam, Waterfall, Body Slam, Protect. Can't do too much to me. I'm not that afraid of it. So I could keep that one in if I feel like I can't one-shot both. Dusclops, more dangerous, has Destiny Bond. Scary. That's the main thing. I might be able to one-shot still with Shadow Ball. I should be faster. Dusclops is slow and I'm still 20 levels higher. So Thunderbolt, Warren, Shadow Ball, Dusclops. What I could also do, I feel like I can't defeat the Dusclops anyway. I could Surf, deal some damage to it, and then deal some damage to whatever comes in, which might help KO it the turn after. Which would have been awesome on Blaziken. Blaziken, Sky Uppercut, Roar, and Swagger. Blaziken's pretty fast. Dusclops not down. Infuse Ray. Deoxys, At least it's not Destiny Bond. What I'm gonna do is use Surf with Gorbist, because that's gonna take out both, I assume. And then I have a Yellow Flute to clear confusion. Or Deoxys, do that in Deoxys' turn. So it feels so weird not to have any hype music. And then Slurpee Surf, hopefully it's faster than Blaziken. With the level difference I expected. Yeah. Blaziken down, Duskull will take a little bit of damage, but it doesn't have much HP. 3 Pokemon left. We cannot catch his shadow, even though I don't have it slotted in the Foreverlocke yet. If Miltank, Houndoom, Tropius, and whatever the other shadow was that we fought, I think Absol, if all of them would have already been slotted before this finale, then the shadow in this fight would have been the thing I could catch. Gorbis, another level up before Deoxys gets one, because it needs a lot more EXP to do it. Xatu. Okay. I have multiple moves to deal with that, and then Gardevoir. Also has Destiny Bond, but has Psychic and Thunderbolt. I don't like that it has Thunderbolt, because that is super effective on Slurpee. Xatu, Psychic, Drill Peck, Giga Drain, Confuse Ray. Giga Drain also super effective on Slurpee, but is not as strong. I expect I can take out Xatu. Like one shot with either Ice Beam or Thunderbolt. With Gardevoir, I don't have... I actually have a super effective move with Shadow Ball. I could do the same thing I did turn 1. Deoxys destroys Xatu, Slurpee goes Gardevoir, Shadow Ball. And then a little afraid of the Thunderbolt. I could also full focus on the Gardevoir, leave the Xatu alive, but I have such a big difference in levels. And Dusclops, I believe, is more defensive than Gardevoir, and Dusclops only just survived it. So I'm gonna go for it. Good, got the Xatu. We like that. That's a shadow. Level 50 Metagross. It's level 50, but it's level 50 plus. So it says it's 50, and if you catch it, it is at 50. But it has the stats of something that potentially is a little higher, such as 55. That is how I understand it works. Gardevoir's down. It's 2v1 against a Metagross. I expect to be able to one-shot it. Because there is not only one target left for Surf, because remember, it just targets the opponents in this generation, Surf will be at full power. So Thunderbolt plus Surf, I should be good. Special. For Psychic? That's his only special move. But I still have a Surf, so I'm going into the finale. Into the finale, having not taken damage. And even if I don't get the heal, I still have quite a lot of the power points. I think I still have 3 or 4 on Ice Beam and Gorbis. Because I always have the same lead Pokemon, I can't just change it between fights. We might not see Banette, Numel, Vibrava, Zubat. If we don't see them, I'll go into Mount Battle and do a few fights just to show them off, to say they do something in the finale. Save beforehand, and then have it, and then not save after those few battles. So we do want to show those. I want to show those Pokemon off as well. I'm not gonna get a Hall of Fame sequence either, which is sad. We'll get the credits, and then I'll figure something out for Hall of Fame. Huh? Oh my god. It's the mayor. I did not see this coming when I first played through it. I hadn't seen the mayor for a while. He was not important to the plot whatsoever. Now to think about it, Nazgul was with the mayor really early on and nothing was mentioned. At times I'm the affable mayor of Fennec, and at others I am the secret boss of the criminal syndicate Cypher. I am Evis, and I shall rule the world. And he can float, and he has evil hair things, and... oh my god, scary. How dare you meddle in our affairs so thoroughly? The Shadow Pokemon plan we can resurrect from the start. But you two, you'll never be forgiven. I'll destroy you utterly so you may never again rise against me. Now we actually have music. Okay, Salamence off the start. I'm kind of happy with that. That's one that, well, Salamence is one of the reasons why I had Slurpee as the opener alongside Deoxys, because of Ice Beam. I wanted to make sure that thing went down quickly. I think the scariest Pokemon in this finale is probably, well, the Shadow, but then Slacking. This guy's double battle strategy has Skill Swap and Slowking. We don't like that. I'm gonna Psychic them a Jam. See how they're level 60, 61 all of a sudden? If I would have been at around the levels that I got here at, which is high 50s, they would have been faster, they would have dealt me a lot more damage. Scarier X attack. I'm okay with that, because that means you're not attacking me. Deoxys is gonna get a level up. Deoxys is gonna get a level up. One shot again. Effectively a one shot at everything except the Dusclops. Even the Miltank went down to one there. Scizor. Silverwind is physical in this game, so there is a physical bug move that could be super effectively aimed at Deoxys. That makes Scizor scary. Outside of that, Metal Claw, Sword Stance, Baton Pass. Deoxys extra level, I will take it. I have some X items set up, but in a double battle it's scarier, because that means unless I can hit both opponents with Surf and KO them both, they get a free attack. I don't want to give Evis any free attacks. Slowking. If we take out Slowking before Slacking comes out, Slacking is immediately less of a threat. To take out Slowking, I don't think Shadow Ball will be enough, so we need to hit him with Deoxys Thunderbolt. However, that means we give a turn to Scizor. Slowking is Water Pulse, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Skill Swap. What I'm thinking right now is Thunderbolt to Scizor. In case it doesn't get KO'd, I Surf with Slurpee to add some damage and then have a bit of damage on Slowking too. Because it's good. Scizor resists Ice Beam and Shadow Ball too anyway. The Surf will still be best against it. The most horrible thing that could happen is Deoxys kills Scizor. No, actually, after the second attack we kill Scizor, Slowking has minor damage. He sends in Slacking, and then has skill swapped onto the Slacking. Would find that very unlikely. Not super effective, but it's big damage. They're not going for X items. Taken out. So either Slacking or their Shadow after this. I want to see the Shadow. There's then no chance for skill swap shenanigans. And then I can hit Shadow super effectively. Slacking. Slacking and Tyranitar, which is the Shadow. Sorry for the spoilers. Are the reasons I considered keeping Brick Break on Deoxys, but I was gonna hope for being able to overpower most Pokemon, and then the other three would be better for coverage. I did less than I expected, which is good, because then a crit wouldn't have taken me out. In a way, I want to double protect here to protect from Slacking, because that thing can deal massive damage. Brush Clap, Earthquake, Aerial Ace bulk up. It has True Arms, can't attack the second turn. However, Slowking is likely going to skill swap. We need to take out that Slacking. The risk is, if I go take out that Slacking, I'm going to do it with Deoxys' Psychic. That leaves Slowking for Slurpee. Best move, Shadow Ball. If I then don't KO and they Shadow Ball Deoxys again, that could be the end of Deoxys. But if I don't take out Slacking, or if they give not True On to Slacking, that's just scary. So I'm gonna Psychic on the Slacking. Yeah. And then Shadow Ball Slow. And then hopefully it's a 2v1 against a Shadow. That's one of the two most dangerous ones gone. We're gonna send it the Shadow. Can we take out Slowking? If we don't, but it's a very low HP, then the Sandstorm that'll come up in a second can KO them. But it also deals damage to me. permanent sandstorm from now onwards. 1/16 of max health is damage every turn for everything that isn't called Tyranitar. Well, there's more Pokemon, but I'm not immune. Come on, Slurpee. Slowking's more specially defensive than physical. Not even close. Yeah, it's still low. Did try Skill Swap. Tried to do a strategy. So that means Tyranitar now has own tempo. Slowking has Sandstream, which doesn't really change. Own tempo, I believe, means... No, they can't get confused. I get a bit of leftovers here, which is nice. Just make sure on tempo. Yeah, no confusion. Here's the thing. In Generation 4 onwards, which is not here, rock types like Tyranitar get a 50% special defense boost in Sandstorm. That's not the case here. The only super effective move I have on the field right now for it is Surf. Spread damage, though, because the Slowking's on the field. However, if Deoxys takes out Slowking, I remove that spread damage. Double damage from Surf. I could also Thunderbolt or Ice Beam on Tyranitar. Go for that, Slowking will probably survive. What I think I should do, which might be the final turn of the game, Thunderbolt Slowking, that's going to easily go down. Surf on a single target, and it's just going to be super effective to hit with 21 levels high. I don't think I have to press any more buttons outside of XP. And I've leveled up enough to make this fight, which is really scary, not really that scary. It feels bad that it was this easy in a sense, and I had the same with XD. But considering it's double battles and finales, like here are just really good coverage. In XD, it's a bunch of shadow moves that hit hard, hit super effectively, high base stat totals. Slurpee almost leveling up 3 times. It's gonna level up 3 times. Hall of Fame. We did it. Only 2 early deaths, and after that, I decided, okay, we need some grinding, because we couldn't do that before then. Did a little bit of grinding early on, then after Dakim especially, did a lot. And that allowed us to safely carry our team into the Hall of Fame. We're not going to get a Hall of Fame sequence, but we're going to have a good old time watching the credits. We beat Pokemon Colosseum with effectively only 2 Pokemon in the finale, so the finale stream isn't over. Oh wait, I said I was going to Master Ball him, didn't I? I still have the Master Ball. I completely forgot the Master Ball. So actually, I could now transfer the Master Ball into another Gen 3 game. Or, if I have Pokemon that I feel confident with doing any post-game, which I don't think I do, I could use it in post-game. Otherwise, I guess I transfer it into the next Gen 3 run, which will be Emerald. That's the plan, although it'll be a while before it gets Emerald. Egon, you can walk up here? Pikachu, Thunderbolt! Oh yeah, of course. You don't have another secret boss. Also, Ho-Oh used Flame Ball attack. That totally wasn't dangerous. There was a crowd that was threatening. That was in danger there. Where's the helicopter? Is there a fire? Hi, Ho-Oh. You're in my overlay. Yay, blesses for victory. Thank you, Ho-Oh. Bye, Ho-Oh. I'm not gonna get you in my battle because that requires, 1, really scary fights, And 2, purifying every shadow. I'm not gonna catch every shadow and then purify them. Even on my main file. I never did the post-game in that original playthrough. So this is, in a sense, this Foreverlocke playthrough of Colosseum has been a reminder of how the main story works. And then I can go to the other playthrough with a regular team that I can keep using in the post-game. Catch a few shadows that I missed, catch a few new ones. I don't expect to do that post-game anytime soon, but maybe if I feel like it. I hope I remember and have the motivation to start editing and uploading that Colosseum playthrough. Because yeah, I did it on stream, but I don't want to just throw the VODs on stream. That was fully intended as a Let's Play. So out of a stream, I would edit maybe 4, 5, 6 episodes. That was the entire plan, and that is still my plan for it, if I ever actually do the editing. It's a pika. And a Curlia, which I think was a shadow and Pyrite. Hey, it's a shadow that I never saw, because it chose the other opponent. Hi, it's my favorite Pokemon! I didn't choose you, unlike in my main playthrough. I definitely caught it and used Typhlosion in my main playthrough. I went for Bayleaf! Because I thought, you know, it could be a replacement for Tropius if it dies, but I decided against it. I slotted it as Bayleaf. So I still have Chikorita, Meganium open as slots. Cyndaquil and Typhlosion, and then the entire Totodile line. Even though I did start with my very first Foreverlocke playthrough, Silver, I started with Totodile, slotted as Feraligatr, but it died in D4. And then the rest of the team died against Lance. Still my only loss to Foreverlocke. Full loss. Hi, Celebi. Not the first time I've seen you. You've actually helped me purify 2 shadow Pokemon. Yes. Yes. What post-game stuff do we have? I like how you can customize your notification. Like the alert tone. There's so many. I like this on mode, so I use that. Information traffic should arrive directly from people connected to the network. Check it out. Okay. Snag list. Didn't catch a lot. Just Collab and Crocodile that we don't know about, because we never fought those people. But they're available in post-game, so I could go catch them if I feel safe about the rest of the fight, but they're gonna have level 50 whatever Pokemon. Our good pal's gonna fight us, isn't he? You know what? That's a good way to show some other Pokemon. Because I'm gonna count for the Foreverlocke anyway, because I've not been able to change my mons yet. More email. The Kid Network where the suspicious looking Pokemon was spotted in Pyrite, like give you the full story in person, you can visit me. Maybe later, because that sounds like more Shadow that I have to fight. Gonna fight? No? You still don't want to fight? I could rematch you in XD. Let's just go to Mount Battle, do a few fights. Just to show the rest of the squad. And then that'll be it for the finale, because I was Gorbis and Deoxys was enough. That means both of the Gen 3 Mythicals are now Hall of Fame, Jirachi and Deoxys. One used in XD, one used in Colosseum. They definitely helped in making it safer and hitting hard. Jirachi is 100 base stats overall, but I used Calm Mind to set up leftovers a bit to heal and then hit from there. Deoxys just has a lot of power, has good coverage. That's how we did it. So save. I'm not going to save after this. We'll go to... Let's do Area 8. Have some kind of challenge. Do a few fights. Show the other 4. See what I can do with the ones that aren't meant to battle much. Well, we're ready to battle if required, but preferably I would never need them. Bayonet definitely did a lot of battles. It's the 3 URs, Gorbis, Deoxys, Bayonet, that helped me through most of the game. Occasionally I'd use one of the others, but that was more to maybe weaken some Shadow Pokemon. Then again, all Shadow Pokemon in this game have Shadow Rush, which is a 90 base power physical move. If that crits, that hurts, especially for things with high physical attack stat. Only 49? Still doesn't even do half. If the Makuhita that had at the start of the game, instead of... I think for Bravo, was it? No, Numble came in later. For Bravo was there from the start. As a Trapinch initially, but like, as slotted in for Bravo. If that Makuhita would have made it to the Hall of Fame, that would have completed an evolution line in the Hall of Fame, because Hariyama was Hall of Fame in way through 3 Sapphire. That didn't happen. For Bravos, I think the first of its evolution line to get into the Hall of Fame. Same for Plushie. Same for Kablammo and Numble. Oh, that's gonna do even less damage a day now. I did, I think, use a Numble in XD, I think. It was slotted as a camera up to a thing called Kabuya. But unfortunately, that one went down. It died. But I still had this one left using Colosseum, and it made it to the Hall of Fame. I just want to see cool moves. Show me the Hyper Beam even though it's resisted. Kai Clausen! Not resisted, but it Reflect weakens it. And even without Reflect, it wouldn't have killed. That's why the Choice Band could have been useful. But seeing the damage that this deals, even with Choice Band, I wouldn't have dealt enough. Protect would have been nice. Yeah, switch it between Protection and something, or maybe just healing. Never end up needing Protect. I use it for a bit against a Miltank to stall for some time. Oh, right. Yes, poison types, let's go. Be like that. I can also, because Foreverlocke is faster than Nummel, assuming Nummel doesn't quick claw activate, I can show you something really silly, which also is the case with something like Ninjask, a flying type that has Dig. Foreverlocke has Levitate and Dig, because it's like, oh, it sort of flies, but it's not a flying type, so let's give it Levitate instead. Watch this. Earthquake should be able to hit it. It's under the ground. The ground shakes violently. But no, it's Levitate. It misses. It must have dug a giant gaping hole in the ground that it can fly in or levitate in the middle of to not get hit. Must have. That's the left one. I might use Dig on that one. Whoops. Super Son, I guess it's a sucky move. Confusion itself is just luck. But Super Sonic is at 55 accuracy. It's horrible. Also, after the next fight, where I'm going to show off Zubat, I'm going to take Vibrava and Deoxys onto the very first fight in Mount Battle. To do my classic, let's use big moves on small Pokemon thing. I've won a Hyper Beam tiny Pokemon, basically. Oh, what is Levitate now? Oh, smart move. Wobble, wobble. Nummel's not so sturdy. Steady. Massive recoil. Ooh, Woobat. Woobat. Woobat, yeah. Woobat, Golbat, Zubat. I can Pokemon speak. Quick Claw activate Double Edge! Yeah, one shot. Cadaver's physical defense is horrible. Get out of here. If this was Gorbis and Deoxys, they would have one-shot everything easily. But you can see what difference these stats make, and why usually you'd use some URs and maybe a 1x. Especially if it has Eviolite for defense, just like a Boldore, or it has Sturdy for some safety things. Or maybe you just have a good stat 1x, which later gain an evolution, a Primate, a Stantler, an Ursaring, something like that. Zubat never really got some good moves. The idea with Zubat was just, if I ever use it, the only thing it's going to really be able to do is Confuse Ray, or try to flinch an opponent by being faster than King's Rock activating. I originally had Bite on it, a bit of it for Protect. But Bite plus King's Rock might have been a strat too, extra flinch chance. Why do they have Gligar? I wanted to Earthquake spam. That's not nice. Sneasel's level 50 is still faster. I thought Zubat was a bit faster than it is. Maybe it's just Crobat that's the fast one. It's not overly fast, but it's still pretty fast. Still pretty good damage from Zubat, but Sneasel's HP and physical defense is not very high. Oh, they're gonna intimidate me. How dare you? I'm still gonna wing attack it on top. I also want to go back to one of the fights in Pyrite Town. just to see one of the shadows there. Crack. Actually, yeah, no spread damage. This is our break in this game. Get out of here, Sneasel. Critical hit. Get through the Intimidate. Then we use Shadow Ball, which in this game is physical. I didn't mention that during the proper finale. But in this game, a move being physical or special is still dependent on its type. Ghost is one of the physical ones. Come on. Stupid Intimidate. Yeah. Zubin caught himself. Or herself. Double edge! Let's go! Actually, I could do post-game with some high-level Pokemon. Although, my highest-level Pokemon are... I guess I have a level 43 Shadow that I caught at Pyroswine, I think. And then I have Zapdos from Leafgreen at 52. And then I have the level 50 Lugia from XD001. I could use that for a little bit of a safe thing in the finale if I want to catch another Pokemon. But I feel like it's kind of unsafe. I probably won't. Probably tomorrow I'll look into it and see if I want to do post-game. I don't think so. Maybe gather in 1 or 2 items. That's about it. Okay, so you and you. I'm going to bring the Choice Band back in because Destruction. Remember, physical or special based on type. Normal types are all physical, therefore Hyper Beam is physical, therefore works with Choice Band. Yes, I know it's confusing. A Pokemon called Specs using the Choice Band because Choice Specs doesn't even exist in this game yet. There's Specs and Choice Cover introduced in Gen 4. Challenge. New. They're not level 9 and 10 like they are at the start of XD. But they're not very high leveled either. You actually have to do the first 9 fights in Mount Battle in the story, and they're pretty easy. I think they're lower level than in the starter, so below 25 at least. 16. Alright, let's take out these birds with some big moves. Actually, I could put Psycho Boost on the Ox. Yeah, I want to see what Psycho Boost looks like. I'm not going to save the game, I'll just look at it later. So, we're going to Thunderbolt the Hoot Hoot, and then we're going to Hyper Beam and destroy that Taillow. Stop using quick attack and damage at me. This happened in my battle before. This is ruining my perfect record. Thunderbolt. I think the move Relearner is around here. Do we need hard skills for him? Do you need money? I have no idea. Or is it just the move Deleter in this game? And the move Relearn only comes in XD, in which case no Psycho Boost. Hyper Beam! Yay. Big moves and small Pokemon. The best example of big moves and small Pokemon, though, was at the end of my Sword playthrough, which I think was playthrough 13, where I trained my Eternatus to level 100 for the post-game. I'm gonna Hall of Fame that really late. I'm gonna hopefully wait for that very long so I can keep using it for post-game in case it's needed. But that's gonna be a really easy... Why? I can walk there. Whatever. I took that level 100 Eternatus with Dynamax Cannon, which is a very big-looking move, and used it on Route 1. Yeah, move the leader, not Relearner. Anything I can get for the 47? I could get another TM for, and then transfer it or teach it to one of my Pokemon. I did some on-battle grinding earlier. I did say I was going to take a look at a fight in Pyrite just for my own thing, my own memory. See if they've upgraded themselves since I beat the game. And then see how weak the shadows are. I'm not going to do Under Colosseum. I'm not going to go to Deep Colosseum, which apparently exists too. Because I've not even done that in my regular playthrough. So, in a sense, I'm keeping myself blind on that. And hopefully if I find the motivation to start editing and uploading those, the Colosseum videos, then I will also stream post-game with this camera. With this camera, with this microphone. Slightly different overlay, so you can see my face. Slightly different looks. I'm looking forward to it. If I can get those edits done, because I feel like that's what I need to do for my motivation. And that way I can keep motivated to do the streams too. Speaking of streams, I hope that if I can change my schedule, my contract at work, to work a bit less, that is the current intent. Ah, level 50 to level 30, you see that? Because the shadows don't level up. The intent is to start working less. I'm not gonna go away from my job yet, not until I found something new. But I intend to work less starting next month. Conversations ongoing still for that. And then have set days to work, hopefully, so I can have set days to stream, because I want to do more streams. I'm very motivated to do streams, but I just don't have the time with work that I do, with other hobbies that I have, with PBR now going daily, or for this month, if you've not noticed on YouTube. I'm not going to keep it going daily. I'll go back to the every second day probably next month, because the average viewership per video is going down. Although total views technically has gone up because I just doubled the videos. So maybe if I don't have a non-PBR video, I might keep PBR going daily. I don't know. That's still something to think about. For now, this stream though, that's gonna be it. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you all coming by, watching stream live, watching the VOD later. Let's go to jail. I thought this guy would be put in jail at some point. They snuck away without snoozing. Oh, everyone was gone? I am not surprised. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he gets put in jail at some point. So maybe I did this tiny bit of post-game in the main file. Well, that was it for today. My next playthrough for the Foreverlocke will be Pokemon Legends Arceus. The finale of that will be an interesting one. There's not a clear Elite Four, stuff like that, and that. But probably the final few fights of Mount Coronet. What is it? Benny, Komodo, Dialga, Palkia. And then you have the fight against, not Coin, one of the sisters. You have that fight as well. That's effectively the champion, because you can just Dark Souls one of the bosses. That'll be whenever I finish Legends Arceus. There's a few Hisuian Pokemon making their appearance in that game, assuming they don't die before they become Hisuian evolutions. A lot of specific captures I have to do for Pokemon that are exclusive to Legends Arceus, because I intend to have that be my only playthrough, or at least mandatory one, because I need to get to Enamoris anyway. So I need to beat Volo, which is scary as hell. But, you know, if I can catch both the Hisuian Voltorbs, both the Hisuian Growlithe, I can get Hisuian Quillfish and Overquill, Hisuian Sneasel and Sneaseler. All of those, if I can catch all of them, I can transfer them into Scarlet Violet, and I don't have to play Legends Arceus again, assuming none of those Legends Arceus exclusive ones dies. Because even if it's Hisuian, I don't know, Decidueye, which I caught in Ultra Sun, that was an Ultra Sun starter. If it dies, then I need to get another Hisuian Decidueye. And even if I can use the starter from, let's say, Ultra Sun, I still have to evolve it within Legends Arceus, which means a second playthrough. Although, as long as Enamoris gets into the Hall of Fame without dying, I don't need to beat Volo a second time. That's the only Pokemon you need to do that for. See you next time, everyone. Make sure you always remember that you are worth it. Goodbye.